So welcome back. I kind of changed the drawing here a bit to show you the things we need to change to take care of the entire data access layer for now. Step one is we already made the order and the DB set, so these guys are kind of bound together right now this way, so the memory context knows about the order, and that's makes it so we can actually start saving the order table down here. So that's kind of bound. So the next thing we need to do is make an order repository and an order repository interface. That's the next step. But again, why do we even make the repository? It's a waste of code, but no, it's not. It's actually a way for us to decouple ourselves from the MSSQL database. Meaning if something a lot better came up later, like Firebase, which is the new thing, the new hot thing out there when you make web applications, or an MySQL database, or a Mongo database, or something else, all we needed to work with was actually changing the repository, and the rest of the code would still work perfectly. Where if we were all the way up here, we're starting to use the context directly, or even further in the business logic layer we use the context directly, we would actually have to change so much more code to actually make this work. That's one reason to do this. It's very powerful and very easy for us to change. With the repository pattern, we can change the persistent layer, meaning we can change the way we store our data. That's the first reason we want to do this. The second reason is it's a lot easier for us to unit test if you guys want to do that later. And I want to show you guys how to do it later, and there you can really see the power of having these guys split up into small chunks of code like the repository pattern actually is. Another reason is development in a large team, because we can start sharing responsibility to different team members. So I can say, you take care of the order repository and I'll take care of the customer repository. Let's get it done, and we don't even have to worry about commits that will break and merge conflicts and stuff like that, because we've separated the work into small chunks, where if everybody had to work in the context right now, we would probably have a problem with merge conflicts all the time. Sweet! Another thing we're getting is the repository here, we can kind of hide all the SQL queries inside the repository. So instead of having to rewrite the SQL query again and again and again all over the code, the query can be hidden inside the order repository. Let me show you what I mean here, just giving you a single example here. For instance, here I'm using the create context right here for adding customers. I'm deleting customers. I'm getting the first customer. Notice this code, I only have to write this one place in the repository. And if that isn't enough for you, there's probably more reasons, but those 4 reasons are the ones I really love about the repository pattern. So go and use it. And that's why we made this extra complex layer in here, the customer repository pattern. So next lesson, let's try and create this for the order, and let's see how tough it actually is to create it, because it's very simple. See you in the next lesson.